Hi everybody, this is Julia from Julie's Crochet, aka Julia, and today is Catch Up Monday, and I thought I'd make it like a sit and chat and tell y'all some of the things that's been going on, and cause what's going on now is really hurting me, and I don't know, maybe y'all been through it and y'all can give us some ideas on what to do. So I'm going to read the devotional, and then I'll get on with everything else. So it says, a paradigm shift. Joseph said to his brothers, "Don't be afraid. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then, don't be afraid." And he reassured them and spoke kindly. Genesis 50:19 through 21. Hindsight really is 2020. When we look back on our lives, and perhaps especially when we look back from a spiritual perspective, the events that made no sense as we lived through them suddenly make total sense. We see painful and seemingly pointless circumstances as extremely significant. That paradigm shift doesn't discount the pain, but it is definitely redeems it. And Joseph would be the first to tell you so. God's good came out of his brother's jealous, evil motives. Selling Joseph into slavery was the sinful act that God redeemed as he placed Joseph in a position of life-saving power and authority. Yes, their father, Jacob, had died after living in Egypt for 17 years. But Joseph was not about to exact revenge, now that Jacob had breathed his last. Resting in God's sovereignty enables us to be kind to those who have hurt us and gives us hope for current situations that seem purposeless. And that's about close to what I'm going to be telling, so that relates very kind. Your Redeemer God is able to make beauty out of ashes, including ashes in your life. Okay? And let's see. I'm going to update what I've been doing since Friday. I finally got my knit blanket from my mother for Mother's Day done. And I will try to show it to you where you can see it. And there's the blue that I added, that she wanted some blue. And then there's the next color. And then the rest of it is this purple that I ran out of. And Mama is smaller than me, so I held it up to me, or she's not as tall as I am. But she's also skinnier than me too, so. But I did use my measurements, and it will work fine. Actually, it will do her better because she's shorter. So, and another thing that I was working on is that blanket I told you I was working on for my sister-in-law in remembrance of her father. So I'm just going to show you a little part where it's not. That's the color so far. On this one, I did have purple on my second color here, but her son said that she would probably want a bigger blanket or a longer blanket. So I took it all apart, and then I found out the purple yarn was a lightweight 3, and I'm using a number 4 worsted. So what I planned on doing is, this was Red Heart that I got from the thrift store. And these two colors are what I won from Crystal at Bag O' Days giveaway. So I'm going to use the yarns that I think that the colors she would like from Bag O' Day, what I won, and just put that in the blanket because that yarn means something to me because I never thought I would win Crystal at Back of Days giveaway, and I did. And this is a memory blanket. So I thought if I did that for her, it would mean a lot more. So that's why I did that. And I think I'm going to work on this a little bit while I talk to y'all about what's going on, and maybe y'all have some advice. I don't really know. But all I want to know is, when somebody passes away, why does everybody get mad because they leave it to somebody? And they all want something, but the way they done their parents wasn't right. Two of them's already been over the checkbook and all that, and they have took money. But they're expecting to get money, and what they did was they left it to my fiance, or I'm going to call him my husband, he might as well be. And his name is Timmy. And they left it to Timmy's younger sister because Timmy has a house that's paid for. He has, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles. One of them stays at his dad's because it's a 72 Chevy, and they had bought one of them shed things to cover it. And he went half with them. Well, they're wanting to take everything and leave his sister with nothing, even though, but the house, alright, let me go back. The house they had already took out of their parents' name and had it done through a lawyer, and the will is good. So she gets the house and everything that's in the house, and I guess what things that's in the ground. Well, they had left a car to her and a truck. But everybody else has got houses, they've got cars, and her car is not any good. And there was life insurance for a great deal. But it was still in her mama's name, and we lost her over a year ago. He hadn't took the beneficiary and put it in her name for the life insurance. So he told her just to take all the life insurance and the car and the truck. And then the shed thing, it is in the ground, so I guess it goes with the house, but he said that belongs to Timmy. And there's another building over there, and he told her to give it to his other daughter's son that lives right next door, but they just had him a big building built, and you couldn't never get them to come over there and do anything, because he fell one day, and they were next door, and people tried to call him, and they wouldn't get up and answer the phone, so me and Timmy had to go, and he was laying on the floor, he couldn't get up, but then they want things. That's what I don't understand about people. I mean, you don't go see your mom and dad to hopefully get what they got when they die. But they don't want to sign the papers. And see, they got another sister. It should be their half-sister, because it's their dad's daughter with another woman, which died when she gave birth with that daughter. So then he got remarried to Timmy's mama. But they don't want to include her in it, said that she's not their sister. And I just don't understand this, and I don't understand how people can be so mean and cruel. So they're saying they're not going to sign the papers because they're not getting the life insurance, they're not getting the cars and the truck, and that one sister's told Timmy that she would sign the car over to him, but he wouldn't get his part of the life insurance, which she ain't over it anyway. And he told her that was fine because what we planned on doing was giving it back to Danielle anyway. So then she said, no, I don't want to do it. And I was told it was because me and Timmy's together. She don't want it. I said, well, you tell her that I don't want the car, that if it comes down to it, just tell them that you'll put the will, in your will, you will leave it to Danielle. But in the meantime, we'd already gave it back to her because I don't want their car. And I said, she needs a car. Her car keeps breaking down with her. And see, she had to cancel all the insurance off both them vehicles. So now her car breaks down. She has no way of getting to work or anything else because they won't let her have the car. She's only got that one. But they all own houses. They all have cabins. One person's got 2 houses and lives with a billionaire. And I just told her to sit on it for a while. Because I believe that if she sits on it for a while, that money will roll through their minds because both the other brother and sister, is the ones that took money from their checking account. Because he had a whole lot of money in there and it ain't in there now. So, I don't know. I don't know why when somebody dies, people has to bicker over what people's got. But the will with the car and the truck and all that in it, it was notarized, but it wasn't witnessed. So they're saying that will's not any good. Which I understand that. But what I understand is you're supposed to do what the person wanted you to do. I'm a big believer on that. If somebody tells you, I want this done when I'm gone, I believe in doing what they want you to do. But I don't know. There's something wrong with them two. And Timmy keeps asking me what to do. And I told him, I said, I don't know. I said, me and my sisters ain't like that. And I said, you don't go to your parents' house just because you're going to be lucky one day when they pass away and get something. I said, that's not right. And the other brother told her that she's got $130,000 because that's what they appraised the house for. And she's not going to sell the house. She's going to keep the house so she don't have the $130,000. See, she's paying on a house, but she's still going to have to pay for it. But she's planning on selling it and moving into that one where she don't have no house payment. And they all think that she's got all that money. And she don't have no money because they done took it out of their checking account for one thing. And she's got to put central air and heat in there because they heat by that fuel. And it's $1,200 a month. And she can't afford $1,200 a month. So I told her it'd probably be cheaper in the long run. And she went ahead and take the money if they got it in the bank and take it out and go ahead and put the heating and air in it. That way she can keep it warm in the wintertime and the pipes won't freeze. And she said, well, there's other work that's got to be done before I can move in. Stuff needs to be updated. She said, I don't want to make you and Timmy mad. I said, well, first of all, it's not up to me. And I said, second of all, I don't think Timmy's going to mind. I said, he just wants the place that maybe he can come over sometime. And just remember, y'all growing up, because they've been in that house all their life. They grew up there. He says, that's my home place, and I just want to go back and remember memories. Which that ain't too much to ask for. But they go in there. That one brother went in there and took money, took all the guns that wasn't supposed to be his. They're supposed to be Timmy's. And at first, Timmy told him to keep them. But then when they started acting like this, he said no. He told his sister Danielle told him to bring the guns back. Well, I did call and I did find out that since the guns was in with the house and he left them to him, that they can call the law and get the guns and the money back. Said that they wasn't going to bring the money back. So that shows you right there that they did take the money out of the bank. And it was his brother's wife that took the money in there snooping around. And she said, have you not looked in that? And I said, no, I have not looked in a daggone thing because it's not mine. I said, it's your kids to do it. I said, the only thing I did do was take a couple of dresses that you told Timmy that I could come and choose 2 outfits of hers out of her closet, and that's what I did, and I took 2 dresses. And I said, you done gave me back everything she's made. And I said, I have no reason to go through any drawers or nothing else to find anything. And I don't understand it. And it's, Timmy talks to me about it all the time, and I don't know what to tell him. I said, I don't know. I said, I've not had to deal with this. I said, the only other thing I know they'll do is if it goes to probate, they'll make her sell the car and the truck, and then y'all will have to half that money up, plus the life insurance. And I said, that's not what your daddy wanted. And I said, that's what they need to look at. That's what they need to go by, what the dad wanted. So I just told him not to sign it. Eventually that money they'll keep thinking about that money and they'll want it. And eventually they will sign. I mean, if somebody else needed a vehicle in the family, that would be a different story. But they knew that she needed help, and they wanted her to be sound when they passed away because they were pretty old when Danielle came along. And they didn't even tell anybody she was pregnant. And then Timmy said, yeah, we was sitting there, and her mama's mom called and wanted to know where she was at. And they said, well, she went to the hospital to have a baby. And nobody knew she was pregnant. But they wanted all their kids to do well. And they knew that the rest of them they were good. One works for a school. He makes more money than Timmy does. One sells furniture. She makes more money than Timmy does. And they both make more money than Timmy and Danielle does. So I don't know what to do. I've been really depressed on account of it. That's another reason why I ain't been making a lot of videos, because I'm sitting and thinking, how can I help them? I don't know. So I was just going to see maybe if y'all can leave me a comment and let me know. Maybe y'all went through something similar, and let me know what we could possibly do, or see if there's any way that we can get them to sign the papers without all this fussing and fighting and stuff, because I don't like fussing and fighting when somebody dies. And then I talked to Mom and Daddy about it, and he said, I don't know, I can't tell you. He said, all I know is I don't want this to go on when, he said, I know this won't go on when we die. He said, the only problem is their house, they got to pay for it for 30 years. And it's been 17 years. And Daddy thinks Mama's going to pass away before they get it paid for. And when they sign the paperwork, they were supposed to fix it to where my sister that lives with them can take over the payments, and he found out that they didn't do that. So he was asking me, who do you contact? I said, well, the trailer place, they got in trouble, and that man went to prison for fraud. Because he was saying their payments was this every month, and he was paying what it was and taking the rest of it in his pocket. And I said, well, that's out of business now. And I said, maybe call whoever's got the bank loan, or whoever takes the house payment, call them and see if they can put her down, because if not, the bank will take the house and she'll have nowhere to live. And like I told Mom and Daddy, I said, she's lived there with y'all. She helps you pay the bills. She helps you make the house payment. It's hers. I said, I don't want it. My other sister's got a house. Timmy's got this house, and he's leaving it to me. So I told him, I said, I don't want nothing, but y'all know what I want, because I've told her for years what I wanted. Like, she got a unicorn collection, and that is my favorite animal. I know it may not be real, but I think it's real in my mind. So I want her unicorn collection. And they already said I could have that. And I said maybe a few shirts or something. And maybe a shirt of Daddy's. And I know Daddy's left me a guitar. So, but I told him, I said, I really don't want nothing that's really a lot of money. I said, I just want something just to, like maybe with your smell on it. Like Timmy's mama. That blanket I made her, I can smell her. And every once in a while, I'll just sit there and hug up to it and smell her because I miss her. And that's all I want. And they said, yeah, I know y'all are like that. He said, I don't know what to do with them people over there. And I said, I don't know either. So that's my question. If anybody's went through something like this where nobody wants to sign for nothing, they all want to be greedy and talk behind each other's back, tell one person one thing and tell another person another thing. If y'all can give me maybe some ideas on what she can do. I know she's met with a lawyer and they told her until people sign or they all consent that there ain't much to do. But I don't know. I don't know how to talk to him about it. And it's making him ill and I'm just trying to help him. I really don't like seeing him the way he is because he's never been like this. And he said all they want to do is hurt each other. And why try to hurt each other when Dad just died? I said, honey, I don't know. I said, I've never seen that in my life. I've seen it, but I don't like it. And I said, all I can do is sit here and listen to you and tell you what I think. But I said, I can't tell you how to handle it because I've not been in that situation. And I said, people just need to grow up and quit being kindergartners. Because they blaming her, Danielle, because we couldn't come see Mom and Daddy because you was over there all the time. Or my kids couldn't come see their grandma and grandpa because your son was over there. And I told Danielle, I said, yeah, my sister lives with my mom and daddy. And her son lives with my mom and daddy. But that'd be like me saying, I can't go over there because they're there. I mean, they took care of them all their lives. They brought them in this world, clothed them, fed them, took care of them when they were sick. And they were all together then. I just don't understand what the problem was that they couldn't come over there just because she was there. Or their kids couldn't come because her son was there. I said, it don't make no sense to me. I said, I don't know where they get their thinking from. But my sister and her son lives with my mom and daddy. And every time me and Timmy go over there, she is there. But I do not say anything about it. That's not the way it should be. You shouldn't have... I mean, if your sister's over there, you ought to want to spend time with them, too. I don't understand it, and it's driving me bonkers. So, I thought maybe if y'all could leave me a comment and tell me if y'all went through this and some things I could do to help him and maybe Danielle get through this, and because she's starting to look bad. She's not sleeping at night. And I can't do nothing to help. And that's what I really want to do. So, if y'all can, leave me a comment if y'all went through this. And give me some advice maybe on how to help them. Or not, just leave me a comment. I love to read everybody's comment. And if you can, give me a like and a thumbs up. And maybe subscribe if you like. I hate to bring all this negativity, but I really needed some help. I need some advice. Usually I try to keep it upbeat, but I'm getting to where I'm so depressed about it. And that's not me. I want to help him and her. So if y'all can think of anything I can say or do to help them, please let me know. And I will let y'all go. And I will try to come on tomorrow for the Tuesday shout-outs. I'm feeling better, and I'm going to try to start making my videos again, because I really missed all my family that I made here on the YouTube. So, I'm going to let y'all go, but if y'all got any advice, please let me know. And I hope y'all all have an awesome day, and y'all enjoy crocheting or knitting or both. And I will try to see you tomorrow. Bye, all my friends.